Hi, Michelle.
Hey David, how you doing?
Really good. It's all going well. It's great to see you, and I can hear you just great.
Okay, awesome.
The first question was, well, first, again, thank you for doing this.
Of course, of course.
And I know that it's going to be a valid resource because even yesterday, we're producing a play from a former alum.
Hmm.
All the actors here, one of the questions that both classes asked him was, how do you get representation? So how do
Okay.
you get representation? How do you get representation is something that young actors will ask a lot.
Hmm.
And the answer that we usually give is, well, focus on your work, do your work, invite people to see the work. And, how I got connected with you all was just from that, as I was doing something and I got recommended to Dorothy, and y'all have kept me on, even though I've feared, I'm like, oh my God, I haven't booked anything. They're going to drop me.
It's okay. We know how hard it is to book. We
But
know.
that's what we usually tell them. And usually the answer is not good enough. So I guess that would be the first question is, I'm a new actor. I'm in Chicago. How do I get signed by Hayes?
Okay. So I will tell you what I like as an agent, especially in Chicago. And you know this, David, theater is really big here in Chicago.
Mhm.
So I look for people that have done theater. I don't look for you to have already booked TV and film yet. That's what I'm going to do. That's going to be my job. So I look for actors that really are taking their craft seriously. And anybody that does theater, loves the craft, right?
Mhm.
They love it. I don't like people that want to be celebrities. I like people that want longevity in their career and enjoy it. And they'll do theater for $100 or just to hone their skills, they'll just do it. And my theater actors are the ones that transition the best to me into TV and film. So the best way to get to Michelle is to let me know that you're doing local theater, school theater, any kind of theater. Invite me to your showcase, anything like that. Stay in acting classes. That's so important. You need to hone your skills. You need to know how you look on camera, small things that you can do to change the dynamics. You know what I'm saying? You get to finally see how you look and what you need to tweak. And also remember, TV is very small. So that's one way. And then you would submit, make sure you have a professional headshot. You go to a photographer that specializes in headshot, not someone you know that does great pictures, because that's not a professional headshot. I would recommend people to Google what a professional headshot looks like. And then also, you want to have an acting resume. I have had people make the mistake of sending me a working resume that you would use for corporate American. That is not an acting resume. Also, on your resume, make sure you don't put extra work on there. If you choose to do extra work, that's fine, but know that you're just a body to move the scene along. And you want to show me that you have acting skills and that you can handle a speaking role. So when you do your acting resume, you will put down co-star, guest star, recurring, never extra roles. And if you don't have TV experience, it's okay. Do some independent films that are in your area and put that together on a resume and a headshot and email that to us. If you go to our website, haystalent.com, we have a submission button. A referral is even better, but that's the first step to getting an agent, is taking the steps to showing us that you are a serious actor. You've put your headshot and resume together, and now you're looking for representation that can help you go to the next level with TV and film.
Long story short, this kind of backs up to my relationship with you all, which is I'm out here in Oklahoma State University because I got the job as a professor, but I'll go back to Chicago and I'll do my one-man show in
Mhm.
Chicago and in Rockford. And just by the way of just letting you all know what I'm working on, is that kind of why I'm still in your.
Absolutely, because we know you're serious. You're a trained actor. You never stop. You enjoy what you do. And I tell actors, it doesn't happen overnight. You're going to hear more no's than you do yes, right? But
Mhm.
you got to stay honing those skills so you get to that point where you're just booking all the time and just doing what you love. That's so important.
I feel so grateful that I have representation that is so articulate in that.
Oh,
Like
okay.
the fact that you say that and I believe it and I know it, that makes me feel so great.
I love theater actors. I love them. They're my go-to.
Well, we love you. So that would be the next question is, how then, let's say I'm with an agent, what is the best way that I can keep in your radar without being obnoxious or annoying?
That's a good question. So a lot of actors have to remember that agents only get paid when you book, right?
Mhm.
So trust me, you're on our radar, because if we brought you onto our roster, we believe in you. So
Mm.
you have to remember they're not always looking for a Caucasian age 21 to 30, or you never know, or African American 30 to 40. Every breakdown has different criteria of what they're looking for. So just be patient. Know that your actor believes in you. I mean, you can do a check-in, maybe like, hey, once every 2 months, like, hey, just checking in to be on your radar, but it's not necessary. If they brought you on, they believe in you and they know. And guess what? If they're getting you auditions and you're getting callbacks, you're on our radar.
Right.
So, and I always tell actors, like, if I see 10 actors and you all have the same script, 8 of you do make the same exact choices. That's not going to book you. You
Mhm.
always have to make a choice that no one else makes. You have to figure out what it is about yourself that can make you stand out, because they're going to book one person. And that's when I tap into someone, if they're funny, somehow make the role funny. Or if you just look at the script, what about this scene can you bring it to life and make it different than all the other people that are doing it? Because even if it's not the right choice, how do you stand out?
Mhm.
And the way you stand out is to make a different choice. And when you make a different choice, that's how the casting directors remember you. And that's how I remember you.
That's amazing advice. From graduating at UIC in 2013 to, going through the ranks, like I'm starting to get just where I can email Bob Mason at Chicago Shakespeare and he'll email me back, or,
It's relationships.
Pascal Rudnicki, that she'll Jennifer will email me back because she knows me. And that doesn't happen overnight. You just want that to happen as a young man, but that's just not the case. So what can an actor do when their ambition is so huge that
Mhm.
their eyes are bigger than their appetite? What are some things that they can do to kind of feel like they're moving ahead in their career?
Stop comparing yourself to other actors. That's the first thing. Everyone's journey is different. I've literally seen people that have been acting for 1 year book something major, which never happens, but it has happened. And you want to compare your career because you've been doing it for 20 years. All of our destinies are different. I think people think it's a race and they just want to try to get to the finish line. And that's not what it is. Take your moments, learn. And when that right role comes, you will book it. Never stop learning, never stop training. Our best actors, our A-list actors you look up to right now, they still train, they don't stop. So just do what you love, find a side job while you go through this. You can do Uber Eats, you can Uber, you can do so many things now in 2024. I feel like back in the day, we didn't have those options, right? You
Mhm.
had to take a 9 to 5 job just to survive, but there's so many ways you can pursue your passion as an actor, and just believe in yourself. And if it's inside you, you know this is what you want to do, just know it'll happen. It may not happen the way you want it to, but it will.
Well, that speaks to me because some of our alumni at UIC, like DK is on Chicago Fire, and then Jose is on The Bear. So some of my classmates are getting the SAG awards, and then I feel like, oh, I just feel like you know, I'm kind of piddling in this obscurity, or this air of like, on the outside, and I have to remind myself, like you said, that our destinies are
Think about it. When I graduated college, so many of my friends did the 9 to 5. That wasn't my route. And it
right.
took me a lot longer to get where I am, but I followed my passion and I didn't compare myself to someone else's journey. Your only competition is yourself. There's no other David. Nobody else can be David better than you can, right?
That's true.
David will get there when that role is for David. Jose, Corey, no one can take it because it's for David. And you've been taking all the steps to get there. It's better to be prepared and not have an opportunity than to have an opportunity and not be prepared.
I'm gonna write that down.
I said that right. Did I say that right? Yeah, I
I
hope
think
so.
so.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, great. Yeah. Just be prepared for that opportunity. Don't get opportunity and not be prepared. So many people think they're ready. I have actors that have never booked a co-star role, but they want me to submit them for a series regular.
Hmm.
Make it make sense.
Make it make sense.
Take baby steps. You'll get there.
You said something that I think that actors have a hard time understanding, or like maybe for me, it took me a while to realize that it's not about give me, give me, give me. It's like what am I giving to you? Or it's like that quality that to not be always just what can I get? It's what how can I be of service to the character, or how can I be of service to the company, or how can I be of service to my agency, or how can I be of service to humanity? That's, I think, hard for a lot of young actors. And you had mentioned that we work hard at what we do. Could you tell us a little bit about your journey from, person who loved the arts and film and theater to representing actors to then now having your own agency to now having a franchise agent in Chicago, Atlanta, and Los Angeles, the three major markets of our country? Like, how did that journey happen?
So that journey started with me wanting to be an actress and hearing those no's. And I think you have to take those no's and be okay. That's the hardest thing. And I think that's why I'm such a great agent, is because I know your journey personally. I've heard those no's. And I tell people, you're probably out of 10 auditions, you may book 1 out of 10, 10% of stuff you audition for. And for me, those no's became too difficult for me to handle. I'm going to be honest. So it takes a very special person to have this journey, right?
Mm-hmm.
I always tell people this journey is nothing like being a lawyer or a doctor, because guess what? You go to law school, you do this, now you get to be a lawyer. It's a simple journey. There is no specific way of how you get to be an actor. I can't say if you do these things, then tomorrow you'll be on TV, right? So
Right.
we're all taking a journey that is unknown and there's no set path, right?
Mm-hmm.
So my journey, it ended when I was about 30. I was like, I can't do this anymore. And luckily, I had the relationships like you do with casting. So they knew me as an actress. And so when I was like, a lot of people would always say, hey, how did you book this? How did you do this? And
Mm-hmm.
I would always give them advice and send them to different agencies. And it's like, wow, I'm watching them make the agency all this money. And I was like, I need to start my own agency because I do know the actors. And so
Right.
I transitioned to behind the scenes. So just understanding your journey, I can empathize with everything you all are going through. I know what it feels like to be on hold or on check of veil. I know what it feels like to get a call back. I know what it feels like to have gone on 10 auditions and you did not book one, and what that does to you. I understand it. And so that was my journey. And by me being an actor at the time, I knew all the actors that needed representation. So that's how my agency came about. And then we just started growing.
How many years has it been now?
I've been an agent for 9 years. I started off with a partner and I've been 7 years by myself now. So 9 years as an agent. Yeah. Hopefully this helps someone.
Oh, I know it will.
Okay. Okay,
And it's
great.
helped me. So it's helped me. I know it's going to help the students. I feel like it's going to help them feel like they're connected to
Mhm.
something that might be greater to them, where they might just have, questions and just a lot of unknowns, a lot of uncertainty. But something like this at least shows that there's a pathway to saying yes to their dreams, which is the most important thing.
There's nothing but uncertainty in this business that we have all chose to be in, right?
It's
We
crazy.
have no true sample of how to get there. There is none.
There's none. I just had a reading for something. Vincent sent me something from Atlanta, and then I did something in Chicago, and I was like from the two, and I felt great about them. And then I'm like nothing. So just got to be grateful to have the audition. And I think as I get older, I feel like I'm getting better at going, I want it. I want the audition. I want to have fun. I want to act. I want to play, as opposed to going, oh, I got to do this audition.
Mhm. Book the room, not the role. Don't
Thank,
ever forget that.
thank you.
Make that impression with the casting director. You may not have been right for that role, but they will not forget you because you booked the room, and they will always see you. And forget about the audition afterwards. Like it never happened. You keep going with life and keep doing everything you can to get better and to be the best version of yourself.
That is a pro tip. Is there any kind of parting wisdom that you would like to give the actors?
I would just say if it is truly, truly in your spirit, you can't deny it,
Hmm.
and do everything you can to make that dream happen and enjoy the journey. Enjoy that moment of getting there and just take your time. And just if you believe in yourself, the universe has nothing else to do but to give it to you because you've done everything you were supposed to do to get there. So enjoy those moments. Don't live in the past. Don't live in the future. Live in today. What can I do every day as I wake up that helps me get closer to my dreams? And then go after it.
That is a wonderful note to end on.
Thank you. Thank you, David.
Thank you, Michelle.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
Well,
We'll talk soon, David.
yeah,
All right.
I'll shout out when I'm in Chicago.
Okay, cool. Bye-bye.
Bye, Michelle. Well, that was incredible. Wonderful advice from Michelle. And how do I stop it from taping?